The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you can just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, let's
No,
have it.
please.
Let's have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So Oz, this week we are going to finally be covering the latest episodes of Black Mirror, and we're also going to be talking about the latest installments of one of our personal favorite shows on the DC Universe Network, that is Young Justice, one of the best animated comic book cartoons in my opinion of all time. That's, you know, I'm willing to take some arguments on that one, but I think that's up there with it. Just briefly, you know, what are your thoughts on both of those shows, and which would you like to dive into first?
Man, I have several thoughts. Some good, some bad, but no thoughts on Young Justice and Black Mirror. But we will have a good discussion about this. I kind of let's get into Black Mirror first, if you don't mind, sir, because I think Young Justice will lead into other discussions.
So you say you have no thoughts, yet you proceed to give your thoughts.
That's like, hey, look, Regular Scott. That's like when you say to me, "Do you mind explaining this character?" And then 7 years later, you know, we get the longest podcast that's ever existed. You know,
so we pretty much did an Avengers time jump.
Oh my God, dude! Oh please, man. I mean, mine is Professor Hulk, whose arm is in a cast. You know.
Hey, look, I have some thoughts and some feelings about Avengers Endgame. Some new thoughts and feelings on Avengers Endgame, and I'll get into that a little bit later.
Well,
as well.
I'm gonna get into it right now because you kind of got me upset when we talked to each other earlier. To all our listeners, me and Regular Scott, we talk to each other every other day or a lot, but we talked before the show, and he had mentioned that he was on this freaking awesome podcast. He's gonna plug it later. And he got me thinking about the answer, dude. And I'm going to tell you, I fully agree with what you said, Regular Scott, and we'll get into it. But I do agree once I think about it. That's correct. Yeah, but, you know, I'm just, you know, yeah. But we can Black Mirror it all you want to, sir.
Okay, great. Thanks. I appreciate you letting me, you know, do my thing.
This dude, Incredible Hulk, has a crispy black arm.
All right. So here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll talk about Black Mirror and Young Justice after I set the table and get into the news. We'll save that for the meat.
But
so,
Black Mirror is when the Incredible Hulk looks at his crispy black arm in the mirror. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, we can say that. So
got it.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. As of recording this, I was asked to be on the Nerd Cantina. Shout out to the Nerd Cantina. They have a podcast, and it's called Fight Me Friday. And they challenged me on my list last week, which I made about pretty much Endgame being my number one Marvel movie. And, you know, well, let's just say it was number 1 when I went into the battle, and when I came out the battle, it has dropped to number 9. So, we can definitely say that. Now,
hey, regular Scott, and it's teetering on the edge of number 9.
Yeah, it is. It is teetering on the edge of number 9. Like Infinity War is slowly working its way up to taking over that spot. So there's that. They brought up some really good points, and we can kind of talk about this for a little bit before I set the table. The thing about Endgame that they really kind of impressed upon me is, and I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to go listen to the podcast. They put out a really good show, and we had a lot of fun with the conversation as well. But Endgame is more so a movie filled with great moments while also being not a great flowing movie. The first 20 minutes are great. I personally love the first 20 minutes. Thor, talking about I went for the head, and, Thanos getting killed, and you're like, what is going on? Where are we going? The time jump. I'm with all that. And then it's almost like you went into traffic and you got stopped in traffic and you're at standstill. And it's kind of a slow moving pace. And the last hour is great. And, we didn't have any debate about that. But that, good hour and a half in between is like, what are we doing? It's just a bunch of scenes instead of a flowing, coherent movie.
Yep.
One of the things that they brought up that, Oz has talked about himself is the Incredible Hulk and how he doesn't get his comeuppance, which is, he pretty much spends the entire movie as Professor Hulk. And I made a joke about that this morning. I posted something on their page. I said I walked into the Fight Me Friday, a raging Hulk, like he was in Infinity War, and I walked out kind of the soft Professor Hulk. And one of the main things they said is when they go back in time and they go to the Battle of New York and they say, we need you to go smash. And all of a sudden, Bruce Banner and Hulk don't know how to smash. They're walking around like, rah. You know what I mean? And these are all really good points because I romanticize the good things. I remember the last hour.
Yeah.
I remember Captain America wielding the hammer and, going toe-to-toe with Thanos. And I remember the Trinity of Marvel just having a good battle. I remember the iconic scene
you're right.
of, what I mean, of all the characters in the battle setting up in the army and they all running towards Thanos in this grand scheme with the beautiful music, beautifully shot. That's what I remember instead of thinking about the full movie.
Captain America tightening up his shield, facing the impossible odds.
Yes.
Against the evil horde. But then we forget, and I was going to piggyback on what you said, regular Scott, is, being a guy, the worst thing in the world you can ever feel like is not knowing how to smash. So the Hulk not knowing how to smash was definitely a metaphor for just how limp Endgame was. And I'm going to say this. Endgame was cool because, I'm telling you, when I was there with the fam, I was tearing up, trying to, wipe away tears and be cool about it, I was cheering. I was clapping. I was, wait to the end credits. Oh, my God, this is amazing. But as regular Scott said, is the Cantina, that's right?
Yeah, the Nerd Cantina. Steve and Ken, they do a great job.
As a nerd, freaking awesome Cantina said, and I'm going to have to start downloading and listening to the podcast now, is just that, dude, it was a collage of moments. It was like, you didn't really, think about it, you didn't really see a movie. You saw a YouTube clip. You saw a bunch of YouTube clips. You saw a bunch of trailers.
Yeah, and the conversation we had, you can, when I gave my, they asked me first, what do you, and I don't want to give too much away again because I want you guys to go listen to it because, like I said, they put out a really good show. The Fight Me episodes are a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on the episode. It's just, they bring up some very valid points about that movie. Now, it's definitely, they didn't put it in their top 10. I won't tell you what their top 10 is, but it's still in my top 10 because I do think with the amount of hype it had, I do think that
but and the sales that it made, dude, it broke records.
Well, I don't care about the sales, but I do
because I love when comic book movies break records. It's awesome.
Yeah, but it could be awesome, but that doesn't
nerds unite.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the quality of a movie. Like, do you think Titanic was a great movie?
Titanic was not a nerd comic book movie.
It does. Okay. Avatar was a nerd movie, not comic book, but a nerd movie. Do you think Avatar was a great movie?
Avatar was a Disney flick, dude. Avatar was like
that is a
Frozen.
Nerd movie.
They should have put Olga or something or Snoopy or Disney or.
Do you think that's a great movie?
Avatar?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well that's a nerd movie, and that's that's the highest grossing movie of all time. So that what I'm saying? Like that's not everything. Right.
That's some bullshit, dude. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Hey, but you know what? Speaking of that.
So here, let me make some real quick before you go in there. I said it before, and I want to say it again to make it real clear since you brought it up. I'll be really quick about this.
No, you won't.
Please feel free to chop down a tree and make a log cabin. Here, it goes like this.
There we go.
If we were just being sane and right in canon, the Incredible Hulk ain't in no freaking cast, dude. That dude and his regenerative abilities, it's not, they wanted to make it the Iron Man show. It wouldn't have been about Tony Stark. It would have been about Bruce Banner because he could have been the only human who could have taken the intense power of the Infinity Gauntlet. And he would be able to heal from from what happened to Thanos would not have happened to him.
All right, well, I don't.
Anyway, so that's all I gotta say. It would have been Emperor Hulk. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Well, I don't want to give too much away. I want you guys to go listen to the show. So go download the Nerd Cantina. Check out the Fight Me episode. Shout out to Steve and Kim. And Ken, I appreciate you guys letting me be on. We will definitely have you guys on our show very soon because, I'm gonna have to. Like I said on that, I need some redemption. So I'll be back on the Fight Me, and you guys are definitely gonna be on our show one day soon. So, yeah. That was a big plug right there. I think it's time for me to set the table. Allow me to set the table right here. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with the comic connoisseur himself, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Ozzy, what's going on?
What's up, good people?
Good people they are. And listen, you can follow us on Twitter at Knee for Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. Email us at Knee for Marvel vs. DC at godefylife.com. Steph Blurty did email us another one, so we got that to look forward to. And you can download our podcast on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spreaker, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We are now on Podcoin. So definitely check us out. Anywhere that you download your podcast, you can find us. So subscribe, like, give us a 5-star review, do all that good stuff. We got a nice show planned for you today. We're going to talk some Young Justice. We're going to talk some Black Mirror. I got plenty of news tidbits, and I got an email from Steph Blurty.
Oh, no. Love it. This is going to be the best show ever, dude.
The best show ever, though? Like, really? The best show ever?
Well, hey, Regular Scott, I'll put it up there in my top 10.
Well, my top 10 has changed very much, so there's that. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, it's so funny.
Is it funny? I don't think that's that funny that my top 10 has changed like that. I don't I know we have a lot of ground to cover, and I know it's been a very enlightening day for you today, and props due to you. But, it's good that in your old age you're able to change, because most old people aren't able to change. And you found the wisdom with a newborn child and the new responsibilities of no sleep to be able to change and mold yourself, dude. That's a very commendable thing. All right, dude, whatever. All right, let's jump into this. I'm going to go ahead and jump into our email we got from Steph Blurty.
You're going to go straight for the jugular.
I'm gonna go to the email first before we get into our news segment. Here we go. Number 1, he says, "Hey guys, sorry you missed me. My first, his first point. Movie Man Miggs, you disappointed me. Shout out to Movie Man Miggs, by the way. You disappointed me by saying that The Dark Knight isn't the best Batman movie. There is no question that The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie, and the best part about this movie is it did not have Nightwing in it. Shots fired.
Oh, dude, he took his katana and just is slicing fools, dude. Okay, shields up.
Number two,
Shields up.
regular Scott. Andrew Garfield couldn't hold Tom Holland's Spidey slippers as Spider-Man. Don't ever disrespect the great Tom Holland again.
Ooh.
Shots fired again.
Hey, Steph Blurdy, you are correct, sir.
No, you're not correct. Oz last week said Andrew Garfield did fine too. Now all of a sudden he's changing his tune because Steph Blurdy.
Steph Blurdy, Andrew did good. Toby is good. But Tom is great.
Nah, I 100% stand by the fact that Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man in a bad Spider-Man movie. Let me ask you this, Oz. If Tom Holland was in one of those bad Spider-Man movies, would you still think as highly of his performance?
Look, dude. That's like saying, what if Will Smith was Electro instead of Jamie Foxx? I don't want to deal with that, dude.
No, I got a perfect example for you.
All right, okay.
Ben Affleck is a good Batman. He's a really good Batman in some bad Batman in a bad Batman movie. Like Justice League is a bad movie with Batman in it. He's a really good Batman.
Okay, so here's the problem with all this. He's in 2 Batman movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So
Andrew Garfield's in 2 as well.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the thing, dude. I want to go like I get your point, man. You have a legitimate point, and people and Steph, you should listen to rethink about the point again too. He is a good actor. sorry, guys. He's good. It's the beer. He's a good actor in a bad movie, but the point again is Tom is awesome. When you see Tom in Civil War, when you see him in Infinity, when you see him in Endgame, when you see him in both of his flicks, you get what it's like to be a young Peter Parker, and the best thing in the universe is you don't have to see this dude get bit by a radioactive spider. You know, it's cool, dude, man. You know, it's a good flow. It's a good flow, and because here's the other point of all this too. You feel this for me when you see his interaction with Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is like berating this little teenage boy, kind of almost a preteen, when he's just like, "You'll deserve the suit." Man, at any point, Peter Parker could have said, "I'm going to flick my finger and break your jaw," but he was just like hurt by it, and you felt the hurt. Tom Holland's a great actor, dude. He's good. He's a good actor.
Yeah, but nothing I've said has been about Tom Holland. See, that's the problem. I think we keep talking about Tom Holland. I'm talking about Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield is just as good of an actor to me.
Yeah, but but I'll break it down to you some more too. When I see Andrew, he's a great actor. You're right. But when I see him, I have to suspend disbelief a little bit. But someone, you ain't that young kid. You know, so I'm just saying, man.
Tom Holland isn't that young either.
No, but he fits it. That's the point.
All right. Whatever. Steph Blurdy. Hey, don't worry, Uncle Oz. Your time is coming up right here.
Steph Blurdy. Before you slaughter me, and there can be only one. Regular Scott, you just got hurt, dude. It's okay. All right, here we go. I'm ready.
All right, Uncle Oz. I don't want my characters to be super old, especially for someone like The Flash. I want my characters to be young like me, but you wouldn't understand that. Shots fired. Also, I tried to watch Star Trek The Next Generation. I fell asleep, and the only diversity was the token Geordi LaForge, which leads me to believe that Star Wars is greater than Star Trek.
Hey, Steph Flirty, stop taking Sleep Cold or Xanax or NyQuil or whatever you youngsters are doing to fall asleep. I recommend a good 8 hours of sleep, followed by, I don't know, rest, get your mind right. That will help you sleep better. You don't need to fall asleep doing Star Trek. Listen, Star Trek was a point of time. Star Trek The Next Generation was a point of time. It was revolutionary. It was hitting all of the social events and social points during that era too, by the way, Steph Flirty. That's what makes Star Trek always timely. That's the thing. Star Wars doesn't translate into that because Star Wars doesn't come out in a weekly series like that. Gene Roddenberry has always planned to have a very diverse cast. Now,
I will say, as a Star Wars fan, before you can, because I know you have a lot to say about it, because you are a true Trekkie. But as a Star Wars fan, I will disagree with Steph Blurdy on this one. Star Trek is much more diverse and ahead of the curve than Star Wars was. I mean, the only black character we got besides Lando was Chewbacca and Jabba the Hutt.
Dude, and listen to me.
You know what I mean?
What's the new black character's name?
Finn.
Fran, or what? What's his name?
Finn, right?
Finn.
Yes.
Great. So, dude, Steph Flirty, I respect and I always love your emails, but you're gonna tell me in this far, in a long time ago, in a galaxy far away, that there's a possibility that Lando Calrissian is the father or grandfather of Finn because those are the only two black characters in the whole galaxy?
And Chewbacca and Jabba the Hutt.
Dude, wait, and Greedo. But I'm just saying, man,
And to be fair, Jango Hutt wasn't white.
Oh, dude, he was like Polynesian,
yeah,
but I want to say it again. You can call, and I'm gonna get super real for 1 second.
Here we go.
You can call.
Get showers ready, fellas.
Yeah, you might, if you start walking now, you might make it to China before I finish this.
Come on, man.
So here, dude. It's easy to say the token Geordi LaForge from LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton has been an institution fighting against the institution forever.
Shout out Reading Rainbow.
When he was regular Scott, no disrespect, that's the truth, actually.
No, I wasn't being funny. Shout out Reading Rainbow.
You were being very legit, and I sincerely mean that. Reading Rainbow showed a bunch of white kids who watched PBS, the black face of a person who was articulate and who got you excited about reading. And when he was cast as Kunta Kinte, it showed defiance, even in the face of what they would do to you to make you submit. When he was cast as Geordi LaForge, very instrumental in a lot of his character development. He started off as an ensign. Let's get it right. Let's get it right and get praise due. He started off as an ensign, and by the end of it, he was running the whole engineering department. And by the end of his tour of duty on Star Trek in the future, he's got his own ship and his admiral. So let's get it right, dude. And you say this: you got Worf there. You got Geordi there. You got, I want to get down, dude. You got Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where the lead dude is a black man. And if you don't know who he is, Cisco, Avery Brooks, otherwise known as a man called Hawk, for Spencer from Hawk, who used to be he used to run the underground Boston scene, and he would see Spencer. Spencer was a white detective who would always need help from Hawk because Hawk knew the streets. Man, Hawk's favorite line was Spencer. Oh, dude, Avery Brooks killed it.
And let's not forget about isn't Star Trek the first TV show to have a like an interracial on-screen kiss?
Okay, so just for that, I will not take over the show just for one more week. Thank you, Regular Scott. First interracial kiss by Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura, and this was seen on TV, and a lot of racist people in the South and in the North, their heads literally exploded.
Yeah, so that's why as someone who enjoys Star Wars more than Star Trek, I just wanted to say, I don't know about the diversity
dude.
thing.
But Star Trek from William Shatner is campy. Star Trek: The Next Generation is campy, and the special effects are booty. But if you were around I do remember, Steph Blurdy, when that show first came, because the hype was like, oh, there's going to be a Star Trek The Next Generation set in the future. It's coming. When I watched the first episode, I was literally like a geek going, man, this is crazy. I wish their costumes would get better. And by the second, third season, their costumes got better. And it was a good ride, man. The Borg, everything was a good ride.
And, speaking of Star Trek, I just want to give a shout out to Zoe Zendaya. She is officially part of like 3 of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Dude, can we like really, really, truly give her props?
Like she genuinely is, man. Like that's crazy.
Running the game, dude. Like,
I don't think people realize that. Like she's in Avatar, Avengers. Like she is in 3 of like some of the highest grossing movies of all time.
And this is not by any means to say that we have all, as a people of color, overcome, because of her. But she plays her cards smart, dude. And
she's in Star Trek too. That's another big franchise as well.
Yeah, but check it, dude. She's a legacy person. She's totally a legacy person. Highest grossing movie at Avatar, gets forever props for that. Then she's like in a series of amazing MCU movies, and then she's also Lieutenant Uhura, who's passing down the torch in Star Trek. She is forever fixing people's minds. She's a legacy person. She's amazing.
No doubt. And I don't think she gets talked about enough.
No, she does not. And I'm gonna tell you, when you see this happen, all to our listeners, when you see this kind of underground thing happening, whether you believe in conspiracy theories or not, you're dealing with a superior and talented person when she ain't all out blowing herself up like that, dude. She's like, I'm here to handle my business and make you worship the ground I'm on without you even knowing you're worshiping the ground I'm on.
She's one of the ones that lets her work and her body of work do the talking for her instead of her doing the talking. And I appreciate that, man.
Regular Scott, as the old folks used to say, and I'm an old folk, she is what you would call an artist, while a lot of other people are what you call celebrities.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on. All right. Hey, that's great. You're absolutely right. And this is the last point from Steph Blurdy. And again, Steph Blurdy, we do appreciate your emails. I have a question for you guys. Now that HBO Max is coming out, how can the DC universe survive? Still love your podcast. Stay nerdy. My blurdies, Steph Blurdy. So Oz, let me throw that to you. With the HBO Max coming out, with all the Warner shows and all kinds of different TV shows that's going to be picking up, and apparently it might be picking up some of the DC Universe shows.
Whoa.
How can the DC Universe survive? Let me rephrase it for you. Will the DC Universe app become a strictly comic book application?
I'm glad you said that, and that's really smart. And Steph Blurdy, that's awesome. That's a really good one, because I've been thinking about that myself, because it's still what we do as nerds and what we do as blurs is we love what we love, but we forget about sometimes the things that generate the love. Which Warner Brother is trying to get up there and get their money from us too, and capture our childhood too. So I feel, even with all the problems still with the DC Universe, I feel that we are going to see it be we might keep some TV shows and animated shows and animated movies, but it's going to be a venue for DC podcasting, for comics you can get online, and for trailers and previews of DC stuff. I bet.
Yeah,
It feels that way very within the next year. Like that's happening.
Yeah, I think so. I think we might get, I think we might get like some movies stay on there, like an occasional movie and stuff like that. But I think the app is going to turn into a strictly comic book graphic novel app, which isn't a bad thing. But
it's good. It's good, and they can keep releasing it. You might still be able to see all your old Shazams and stuff like that.
I'm not happy about it because I like that, like we're talking about with Young Justice. I don't want that to get lost in the shuffle. See, I like Young Justice, Titans, Doom Patrol. I like these shows being big fish in a small pond. I don't want them to end up just being another fish in a big pond.
Well, and my beef and my problem with all this is, seriously, my big problem with all this is that we begged, like literally, like begging, doing the most dirtiest, humiliating shit to get Young Justice back. Begging, please come back, please, whatever, any vehicle. And then Netflix was like, okay, thanks for your begging. We'll do something. Then they're like, we don't want it. Yeah, dude. And now they're going to go, okay, here we go again. Well, there's so much potential for stuff, man. There's so much potential for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let's get into some news topics. While we're still on the subject of the DC Universe, I got a lot of Stargirl news right here.
Oh.
Neil Jackson will portray Icicle Icicle Sr. on Stargirl.
Wow.
Alan Scott is rumored to appear on Stargirl.
What? Well, yeah, he's supposed to be a mentor.
There you go. Yvette Monreal will be Wildcat, and this version of Wildcat is the Yolanda Montez version.
Oh, okay. Not the world's greatest
Not
boxer.
The world's greatest boxer, no.
Yeah. Who topped Batman, by the way?
And Black Canary, skills. Right?
Yeah, he did his thing with a lot of the street level people. He a little underknown secret is like he taught a lot of the street level superheroes how to really handle themselves. And the trick about boxing is not also just hitting; it's also learning how to take a hit too.
No doubt.
Yeah, so he for the Black Canaries of the world, the Batman, he taught all of his people. Wildcat did his thing, and don't ever forget, for Justice Society of America, I'm sure he did that thing too, man, and taught a bunch of fools how to handle themselves too.
And then Cameron Gillum is going to be Our Man's son.
Oh.
What are your thoughts?
Interesting.
So, what are your thoughts on Stargirl as a whole? I don't know a lot about her, and it's I'm always up for something new, and I think we kind of need a prominent female character for the DC universe. What do you think about Stargirl being the one that they're choosing?
Well, she gets kind of weird because there was a Starman who had the same powers, and then she is powered by that rod, I guess. But she was supposed to, back in the day, her mentor was this regular military Joe who had like a kind of a suit, like an Iron Man-ish kind of suit. But like, I was never. Let's see what she does. I was never a big fan. Never really wanted to. She never captured me as like me going, hey, what's going on with her? But there's some good potential. Hopefully they'll do some good stuff with Alan Scott, with his weakness to wood and that kind of stuff like that. There's potential for that kind of stuff too.
Okay. Sticking with the DC world, Catherine Langford. Now, if you don't know who that is, she is from, I believe it's 13 Reasons Why. I think that was
jeez.
Now, she was also rumored to be playing Hawkgirl. Not Hawkgirl. What was her name? Well, she was supposed to be in the Avengers movie. And she's rumored for the role of Batgirl.
Wow. Oh, was she supposed to be Kate in the Avengers movie?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
got it.
yes.
Yeah, I feel that makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Well, again, these are all rumors, so we'll take all this with a grain of salt as always. But let's see what else we got. Robert Downey Jr. has earned $75 million from Avengers Endgame. Is that too much to be paying for Robert Downey Jr.?
Nah, I'm over him, dude. I'm gonna say it, and God bless, dude. Iron Man, Sherlock Holmes, love those movies. They're great. I'm over it. I'm sure he goes to every children's hospital. I'm sure he's a good guy. He was a fuck up back in the day, and now he recovered and he's doing his thing. I'm just done with his character because he's the same person in every movie. Robert Downey Jr.'s character is him.
But he's good at it.
Well, and
he's good at portraying himself.
You know what? And that's some art too. When you can be so real that the mirror is the camera.
True.
And so I'm just like, but I'm done, dude. I'm like, unless you're gonna portray a woman, he even played
let's not speak that into existence. That's not one of your Uncle Oz gives away $1 million ideas.
He even played a black dude who was him.
And Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I'm over it, dude. He's great. He's awesome. I love what he's done to the MCU. He is the reason why the MCU exists. If you want to be truthful, but I'm done. I can't take any more of these guys who are portraying themselves.
All right. Another DC rumor we have. I got this one from We Got This Covered. I love going to these guys. Apparently, the new Green Lantern movie that might be coming out soon is going to be led by Jon Stewart. Now, they're going to be rebooting it, going with Jon Stewart as the lead of the Green Lanterns, and Hal Jordan, okay, who is arguably the most popular one. I think it's fair to say him and Jon Stewart are probably two of the more popular ones, and Jessica Cruz I think she's starting to make her way up as another popular one, but Hal and Jon, I think, are two of the more popular ones. And apparently Hal Jordan won't be in the movie very long, as he either is going to die very soon in the movie, or he is going to become a villain, probably Parallax. What are your thoughts on that? Great.
Yeah, dude, it goes like this, man. Either way, it needs to happen. Like, get rid of him quick, dude. And I promise you, we will have every white comic nerd who's going to be like, revisionist history, this sucks, dude. Hal Jordan's the original dude. Well, guess what? No, he's not. It's been established already from Justice League Unlimited and Justice League who the real Green Lantern is. Deal with it. Let's make a great movie. Let's see what they're all about. And if it sucks, we can get Deadpool to kill that Green Lantern too.
I don't have a problem with, and I would actually be okay with Hal Jordan mentoring Jon Stewart. I know that
he said, because in the day, back in the day, to cut you off for the first time in this show,
surprisingly.
Okay, well, I got to catch up to number 7, but
okay.
Hey. In the way it was, I know they were like, "Oh, he's cool with black people," but in the way it really originally was, like test pilot Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart was his best friend,
and that's why I said, like, I would be okay with Hal Jordan being in it, kind of mentoring Jon Stewart, and maybe maybe Hal dying in the process, and kind of not passing the mantle, but saying you're ready for this. It's your time. You can do this. Kind of one of those stories. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Right.
And there's, there's others. There's Guy Gardner. Kyle Rayner. There's plenty of other lanterns if we need somebody else to fill a void. Jessica Cruz. You know what I mean? Simon Baz.
Yeah, I know.
We got plenty of lanterns, and there's plenty of colors that we can throw around as well.
Well, and then. Us as blurs and people of color who like comics, dude, we got to start pushing back on that hard to these fools and be like, yo, man, He is the protector of Sector 2814. It's huge. Do you think they would just have one lantern for that? There's multiple lanterns for this thing now.
Right.
Because the Earth, what the Guardians realize is that the Earth is a focal point of a lot of stuff in the universe. So they're not just going to go Hal Jordan anymore or Abin Sur.
Well, that's why in the comics they've in the latest, pretty much in the latest iterations, it's been 2 Green Lanterns. Like I've been saying with Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz, like they didn't just have one. It's been pretty much them 2 as a duo.
Well, and here's the other pushback to that too, regular Scott. That gets me kind of pissed off about all this. So when Abin Sur died on Earth and said, "Let me find a Green Lantern," do you not think, for all the people who are going to push back in their basement, being pissed, still living with their parents, no respect due, do you not think that when a Green Lantern dies on a planet, that the Guardians don't pay special attention to that sector and that planet, and say to make sure that doesn't ever happen again by maybe ensuring that there are multiple Green Lanterns in that sector?
No,
Get out of here, dude.
A good point. That's a really good point.
Get out of here, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little side note. In the latest issue, spoiler alert, by the way. One of the latest issues of DC Deceased, where a zombie type plague has taken over the DC universe.
That's kind of cool, dude.
Black Canary has become the latest Green Lantern.
No way. Oh, she is. You can see her with the willpower, right?
No, absolutely. I think she'd be a problem with the Green Lantern ring. She'd be a real problem.
And you know what the most fucked up thing about that is her with a Green Lantern ring and her canary scream. She's probably more effective than Black Bolt could ever be.
That's a questionable. Really, you think she would be more powerful than Black Bolt?
I could give you this. Her canary scream is already powerful, right? Not as powerful as Black Bolt.
Not even close.
Right, exactly. But still very powerful. It can take out some metahumans.
No doubt.
But as been noted, one of the most powerful weapons is a power ring. And with her scream, get out of here, dude. So
let me put you on the spot then. Do you think with her power ring she could take out Black Bolt in a scream on screen?
If it came down to what it is, I feel that it will be a toe-to-toe, and I feel that the only way Black Bolt could ever win is if he literally screamed out his last dying breath against her.
Wow. That's a bold statement right there, man.
Well, think about this. Think about this. Just as campy as you want to be, or as ingenious as you want to be, her scream, imagine her using her ring and her willpower to make a magnifying, a huge megaphone. Dude, it's over with, man. All
right. No, I hear you. Look, and I'm looking forward to Black Canary being portrayed in Birds of Prey, and it's actually kind of a good segue for one of our. I told you I got a lot of news. This is from Grace Randolph. Now, she is a very controversial YouTuber. She does a lot of stuff just to get publicity. She says a lot of crazy stuff. But this is what she says. She does have a lot of connections, and she gets a lot of scoops early. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. This is a scoop she apparently has heard about the Birds of Prey movie regarding Black Mask. I'm gonna read her tweets.
Here we go.
I'm hearing that Black Mask is indeed not just gay, but flamboyantly gay in the upcoming Birds of Prey movie. And some of the stuff I'm hearing is too crazy to report. So basically it seems, and this is the second thing I heard today that I can't believe is true, that the plot twist in Black Mask is that he is trying to get back dick pics that are hidden in a diamond.
Yeah, so just for everybody, that's bullshit. And that is used as a disguise technique for people not to catch on to what the real plot's going to be.
Well, that's why I said she likes to say stuff. So, because I don't think that would. First of all, I think I think she's saying that for an agenda to get views, all this stuff, and that's why I said what I said at the beginning. Secondly, I don't think they would have a plot point be something as silly as that if they're trying to start a universe with this Birds of Prey movie.
Dude, and what she's saying is so cryptic. What's happening, what the movie's going to probably be about is Black Mask is gay, but you can never tell because he's so freaking masculine, killing, slaughtering people. But his boyfriend, husband, he holds his hand in one scene. Okay? So you're like, okay, get it. And the whole dick pic thing is he wants to steal this diamond that has the names of every superhero from the Batman family, their secret identity, including Dick Grayson.
Hey man, let me tell you something, Oz. Let me just tell you something right now. Every now and then, dude. Actually, this is becoming a weekly thing, but every now and then, you just come up with these really good ideas. And I'm going to tell you what, if that is not what the real plot is, because that would work beautifully. This over-masculine guy, and you just see a couple scenes of him and his boyfriend. You know, they don't come out and they're not like having sex. Even if they are having sex. But
regular Scott, and it's not freaking everybody out because he's still killing people and he's still hyper-masculine, you know.
And the dick pics is maybe something with Dick Grayson since it's got Barbara Gordon.
It's literally somehow someone tapped into the most. Hey, check it.
Uncle Oz about to give away $1 million, y'all.
Hey, Uncle Oz gives away $1 million. So you see the scene opening with Batman talking to the girls, and it's all urgent. You know, and he's like, and he's being very serious, and he's like, someone broke into the most encrypted place on the planet and got the secrets to all the world's metahumans' identity, and they're like, what place is that? And he's like, the Batcave. And so it takes off from there about who it is, how they have to, and it turns into like a Charlie's Angel kind of thing. Who it is, how they have to get to this person, boom, 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 boom. You know, give me a break, dude.
Let's not forget Cassandra Cain's in it too. So, and I'm so looking forward to her. I hope they portray her the right. She could be a star in the MCU in the DC universe if they portray her right.
Oh, of course, dude.
She is honestly one of my favorite Bat Family characters.
I don't mind that at all. But I need to see the next DC animated movie for Batman to be balls out and have like Lurk, everybody out in that joint.
Well, that's not going to happen because we know what the next DC movie with Batman is.
Hush.
And how can you be upset with Hush though, dude? And it looks very accurate.
Guess what? Here you go. If they fuck around and do any stupid shit with Batman and anybody in the beginning 5 minutes of the movie, I'm done.
Hey, look, I don't think we'll have to worry about him having sex with Dick Grayson or Batgirl. I don't think we'll have any Killing Joke shenanigans going on.
Dude, see, you see all that stuff right now, regular Scott. You're pissing me off because you're making me feel like they're sane, but you forget they're insane. The first 5 minutes of that movie is going to be Hush, and it's going to be Poison Ivy whispering Hush in Batman's ear as he's having sex with her in the Batcave. Okay? Yeah, I'm over it, dude. Don't do this. You make this Hush movie, DC, Warner Brothers, straight like it's supposed to be. Introduce new people to the Batman Hush world. Don't dumb things down, and I'm still in.
Maybe Batman will have sex with Poison Ivy this time.
Dude, maybe Batman has sex and gets Poison Ivy. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, that might be one of the funniest things you've ever said.
I'm talking about a plot twist. There you go. Okay.
Oh man. Maybe. You know what they might do? They might end up doing something silly like make Dick Grayson Hush.
Dude, I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
They better not make Dick Grayson Hush. I don't want Jason Todd as Hush. I don't want Tim Drake. I don't want Ra's al Ghul. I don't want none of them to be Hush.
Dude, I don't trust them. I don't trust him. You know who Hush is in the new Batman Hush movie? It's Alfred.
You know what, though? Hey, you know what? In its own separate universe, that might work.
What, dude?
Done correctly, that might work. As ridiculous as that sounds, who else would know Batman that well?
Oh, I
Bruce
know,
Wayne
right?
that well? You better stop giving away these ideas and just start making them yourself.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't mind giving them away, but I need some money too, dude. Yeah, y'all need to be fair about this, man. If you're gonna steal the ideas, steal some loot to me too, man. Throw Uncle Oz some cheddar, dude. Take a knee for Marvel versus DC. You can write that in the check. It's fine. We'll figure out a way to cash it. It's okay.
All right. You know, I always got my ones gotta go, so I got two ones gotta goes. I'll let you decide. I can either do 2 Marvel or I can do 1 DC and 1 Marvel. How you want to do it?
Let's do 2 Marvel.
Okay, you asked for 2.
No.
Marvel.
You know, we got to start being fair. Let's do 1 Marvel, 1 DC.
Well, okay. So how about I do 1 mix, and then I'll do 1 Marvel. Since they say we don't do enough Marvel stuff on this show.
Good. Okay, good. Okay. Hey, I like that. Go for it.
All right. I'll let you know right after this break.
Yo, what up, my people? This is J.R. Glent from Defy Life. If you're looking for an in-depth, honest, at times hilarious conversation on anything from current events to sports to entertainment and more, check out myself, Alvin, Thomas, Gerald, and Yosh on the Defy Life podcast, dropping every Wednesday, available at GoDefyLife.com and everywhere your favorite podcasts are available. And as always, if you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?
And we are back, so definitely check out the Defy Life podcast. Shout out to Jay for letting me and West Coast Jay host the latest episode of The Battleground. That should be out by the time this drops as well. So definitely check that out. Uncle Oz, I appreciate you not representing Take a Knee in the finals.
I tried very hard. The odds are stacked against me. If everybody listened to the show, I persevered as much as possible. It felt like being at the Apollo and getting the cane from the Sandman, but it's fine. You know, I'm not hurt or bitter.
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why I purchased a bunch of Trivial Pursuit games, but I'm not trying to say I'm practicing for the next one, but it's cool. I'm good.
Maybe for the next one we'll change it up. Maybe we'll have 2 people on from each show. So maybe me and you will team up for the next one.
Yeah, maybe that might be fair because it definitely was literally 2 against 1 for some. But
hey, look, you know what? No. You know what? I didn't hear none of this talking about that last year when they lost the first round. Now all of a sudden they won. It's a problem.
Well, because they lost.
Hey, shout out to Lynn and Kim.
Like shout out to Lynn and Kim, dude. They were kicking ass. And man, let me tell you something.
Well, hold on. Let's rephrase that. One of them was. The other one didn't do too well until their partner showed up.
I'm going to say both of them because I love the way they operate, and I got to listen to their podcast, man, because they're awesome. Because you could just feel the synergy, man. And she, you know, it was good the way they were not together in the same space, but they were literally in the same space. Because it was a very cool thing. It was cool.
True that. Shout out to Lynn and Kim for winning. I won't give away who won the episode we were on, but let's just say that one was pretty wild too. That was a lot of fun and a major comeback at the end in the last round. So make sure you tune into that one, episode 3. All right, here we go. One's got to go. We're gonna do our mixed one first. So this has got 2 DC and 2 Marvel. These are duos. Okay, which of these duos has to go? You ready? The World's Finest, Batman and Superman. Power Man and Iron Fist. Blue and Gold, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold. and Captain America and Falcon.
Blue Beetle, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold.
Wow. Really? That quick?
What was there a problem with that?
Hey, well, let me ask you if there's a problem with my pick. I said Power Man and Iron Fist.
Why?
Because to me, they're the least important to me.
Great. So you understand that if they are gone forever, finito. I get it, everybody. We'll have a conversation about it on the next one. Look, if they're gone forever, Power Man was a member of the Fantastic Four. He takes over when things not available. Let's remember that. So some of those capers, when he was needed, don't happen. Other side of that too. Power Man and Jessica get together, procreate, have an amazing kid who goes on to be literally the next Captain America for the new generation of superheroes. Let's get that down too.
So
okay?
you're just going to completely discredit what Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
I'll get to the Ted Core, and Booster Gold portion of things to the original Blue Beetle thing. But then you take away Iron Fist, so the mystical kingdom is gone forever because their immortal dragon fighter is gone.
Well, why wouldn't there just be another Iron Fist? Why does it have to be that one?
Well, maybe they would, but it's not the same because all of the team ups and fights that these cats have done go out the window. I get it. Look, they're my second to be gone, but you take away Booster Gold. Booster Gold is an anomaly anyway, like a Infinity War time loop anomaly.
So he's like a Deadpool.
He doesn't. He's literally a fourth wall character. He doesn't exist. When he chose to come back in the past and loot various objects of superhero-dom, he negated his future. And seriously, it's a time paradox. It's a time paradox. He negated his future and he split the timeline. So his timeline is gone. So it's just a moot point. And Blue Beetle has a great influence, but the scare of Blue Beetle was much more great to me than that.
Hey, just real quick, just in case for the people who don't know, Power Man for everyone is Luke Cage. Just wanted to make sure everyone who, if you didn't know, Power Man is Luke Cage.
And Iron Fist is Danny Rand.
Is Danny Rand, the immortal Iron Fist. As if you watch the TV show on Netflix, he told you that 1,000 times per episode. Give everybody a little bit about Booster Gold and Blue Beetle since they didn't have a TV show. Get your coffee, start brewing your coffee, start cooking your dinners. You got some time coming up.
See, that's really like disrespectful and like mean-spirited. But
you're going to learn something.
No, I know. But when you tell people to go brew coffee because I'm going to start talking about comics, when it's going to be much longer than that, and they should literally start picking coffee beans. You're
funny. Right. Hey, well, as quickly as you can, as quickly as Oz can, tell everybody a little bit about Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
No, this is going to be really quick because my knowledge of those guys isn't so good. But so when you say Blue Beetle, I think he's the second Blue Beetle. There have been three. The first Blue Beetle was like 1920s or 1930s kind of crime-fighting, terrible costume. Like his costume was made out of literally pantyhose or something. Fighting crime dude who was not meta-powered at all. I don't think he was meta-powered, or he might have gotten. Oh, you know what? That's a lie. My apologies. He found that blue scarab and got some weird abilities, not the full abilities of the third one, but he found that, and he died, old age, whatever. Left the book to Ted K-O-R-D. Is that his last name? I think. Is it C? What was it?
C-O-R-D.
Is it really C? I thought it was K-O-R-D. Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong too. I would listen to the comic connoisseur before me.
Well, I knew it was Cord, but I thought it was K. But it could be C. But anyway, this guy loved comic book heroes. Actually, figured out the identity of the first Blue Beetle, and by the way, he is just as smart as Mr. Terrific and Batman on that kind of tip, you know? But he wanted to be a superhero, trained. He chose not to do and use the Blue Scarab and just use his own like wits like Batman. So when you think the Blue Scarab, when you think of like Blue Beetle, you should think of like Owlman from the Watchmen. Okay?
And I also wanted you to do that because I don't want them to get confused with Blue Marvel or Jose Reyes, who is the current Blue Beetle.
Right. So yeah, because there was and how the second Blue Beetle died, Max Lord literally shot that dude. Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord. You're correct. Literally shot that cat in his head, which was one of the reasons why Wonder Woman was like
snapped
you're an
neck.
asshole and snapped his neck.
Spoiler.
And which Superman was just like, Diana, we're superheroes, and Wonder Woman was like, look, Clark, I'm about to take it to the Marvel Universe real quick and fucking kill this dude.
True that.
So yeah. So yeah.
Right.
But so then we get down to legit. DC wanted to have some younger cats in the game, and so they ushered in a bunch of younger cats like Atom, all these cats, and Blue Beetle was one of them, and he has the Scarab, and the Blue Beetle of Young Justice,
which we will get to later.
Yeah, is the Blue Beetle that you should all be aware of now. So,
all right, let's do our next One's Gotta Go. This is all Marvel. This one should be a little bit harder. One's Gotta Go. Maybe it might not be. Iron Man, Spider-Man, The Incredible Hulk, Wolverine.
God, jeez, dude.
One's Gotta Go. Forever. Never existed.
Whoa. Can I be a bit of an asshole for a second?
Why not?
All right. What'd you say, Regular Scott? What else is new? Hey, let me tell you like this. Legit, for real. If I said Wolverine.
Really? Are you serious?
Wait, hold on. No, I'm not going to say it, but if I said Wolverine, Old Man Logan would never happen.
And that's one of the greatest Marvel stories ever.
Hey, the supervillains would not have stood a chance, right?
No,
right?
Because there's nobody that maybe the Hulk, but I don't even know.
No, but there's no one who could take it. There's no one taking out the X-Men, dude.
No. Well, that's not true. Scarlet Witch could.
But remember what they did to her first off the bat. Magneto said, "I know what the deal is, so that I can have a nation of mutants." And his deal was he had to kill his 2 children.
Yeah. No, I spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
It's all good.
All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. Man, I want to make all our sensitive little Iron Man fans hurt and be upset. Tony Stark has to go.
Wow. That means no Iron Man movie. Because there's no Iron Man to base it off of.
So are you saying, yeah, oh, yeah, oh.
Because, hey, look, I'll go ahead and tell you mine. The Incredible Hulk is gone.
No, dude. What
yes,
are you talking
absolutely.
about?
There is no Bruce Banner. He is gone. Out of those 4, he is gone. Out of those 4,
I'm thinking.
Bruce
I hear
Banner's
you.
gone.
I'm just thinking of I'm literally trying to think of the ramifications of him being gone.
So look, let's break it down. Let me tell you, like, Spider-Man's staying. There's no question about that. He is absolutely 100% staying. Wolverine is 100% staying. Like, those 2 are automatically safe. So it's between Iron Man and Hulk.
Okay, well then here, let me hit you back. I say Spider-Man has to go.
What? What?
The moral fiber, the moral thread of the Marvel Universe, he's gone, dude. And what are the ramifications, though?
Of Spider-Man being gone?
Yeah, what?
You know what? I'll tell you the ramifications.
Go ahead, tell me.
One of the most iconic lines of a superhero period is never uttered.
True.
With great power comes great responsibility. That never happens.
What did I say? I said the moral fiber, the moral thread is gone. So big deal. Go.
Big deal. Let's talk about that. That line right there has pretty much, that line goes through the Marvel, history. I mean, people talk about that all the time. When you say Spider-Man and you say, what is his most famous, iconic line, people can tell you off top.
Well, hey, can I tell you what that means? Actually, why I don't want Spider-Man to go?
You can't want him to go. That's ludicrous.
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you why he can't go ever. Is for these basic reasons. Yes, he's super powered. Yes, he's got this. Yes. But at every turn, he doesn't use his abilities. He rarely, if he's with another overpowered villain, he goes toe to toe. But when he's fighting the lower guys, he holds back all the time. That's a testament of his character.
You know what else? Something else. Just for me, since I'm a bit of the younger generation, he was a kid given superpowers, and like Spider-Man is one of those first comics that really showed a teenager growing up as a superhero and what he really goes through, like some of the real sacrifices he would make.
Thank you. Shout out to Tom Holland once again.
Whatever. This is way before and bigger than Tom Holland.
I'm just saying, dude. But here, and also here's the biggest thing too. Again, yes, he has superpowers, but at every turn he would go up against these aliens. Everything that way, he was way outclassed. But he would still go and just do it because he wanted to protect it. And the other thing I love about Peter Parker, me personally, what Uncle Oz loves about Peter Parker is on some real stuff. He fucked up. He fucked up bad when he had it all. But he realized he fucked up, and he was able to learn from that lesson and be a better person. That's something everybody can take.
There you go.
That's something he's the everyday superhero because everybody can relate to that guy, dude.
So who's going?
Well, then I'm gonna say, man, you have a good point. You're brilliant as usual. I'll say it. Hawk's out.
He would have the least ramifications.
No. Actually, there are major ramifications of the Hulk being gone. All the lives that he's killed, all the devastation that he's done, doesn't happen.
So it's good ramifications.
It's a win.
There you go. But you know what? Just me. I love to play devil's advocate. Let's not let Tony Stark off the hook like that. He's caused a good amount of problems himself.
Well, regular Scott, we say this all the time, and I don't know if you get it. I don't know if our listeners get it. He's the fucking cause of everything. But again,
especially in the MCU movie
I get it. In the MCU, he's the cause. But again, the thing that separates him from being the cause is the simple fact that he always second guesses himself because he knows he's going to fuck up, so he wants to figure out how to fix it
before he already messes up, which he knows he's about to do.
It's a paradox, of course it is, but at least he's not the guy who's like, I know how to fix things. I don't make mistakes. Again, what I love about these folks is their humanity.
No, I'm with it. I'm with it. I got it. All right. Well, anyway, you know what? We finally got on the same page on one of these ones. Got to go. What do you know?
Yeah, it must be. Oh, yeah. There's a full moon. That's right. Okay,
well, even though I had to talk you into it because for some odd reason your first selection was didn't you pick? Didn't you like first you said like Wolverine, then you said Spider-Man, then you flipped to Iron Man. I finally got you over to the Hulk.
Dude,
thank goodness.
If we're gonna be honest. You surprised me with the question because it was a good question. And then I was in the middle of having a sip of this beer and I was like, man, this is really good beer. And then I got sidetracked from what you're saying. So it's okay.
And you know what? The Nerd Cantina, shout out to those guys again. They hit me with a one's gotta go too. And I had me stumped for a minute.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what's up with these cats, man?
Oh, they're great. They're great. They'll be in my final blow, so I'll give them another shot.
I want to say this, man. Just because they have been causing all these problems on our show by making us overthink.
Not to you, it's just me. They beat me up earlier.
No, I know. And I got to show some respect to our co-hosts because they have been showing all these problems making us second guess ourselves, making us think. We need to get him on our show, dude.
Absolutely. It's coming.
We need to get him on our show, and we need to set up a good cantina. We'll call it a bazaar. You know, we'll set up a good oasis or bazaar, and let's get him on the show, and let's talk about some good stuff.
All right. Well, look, we need to get to our main topic. We're already an hour in, dude. We got to get to our main topics, which is Black Mirror and Young Justice.
Okay. I know you got diapers to change, dude. Okay, fine.
Hey, you know, I got a baby, dude. You know, the wife just came in and was like, "Yo, you got 2 minutes."
Brother Scott, I got to change my diaper too.
Right. yeah. Your wife already called me and was like, "You know, he pooped his diaper, right? Like, are you gonna come change him, or are you gonna let me change him? Let's hurry up and finish the show."
See, shout out to old people.
Shout out to old people.
Shout out to old comic nerds, dude.
All right. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's go Young Justice first.
Oh, okay, fine.
Go, I know you said Black Mirror, but let's go Young Justice first. The next 4 episodes came out, and there seems to be a real focus on Beast Boy. And
God, I know, dude.
And you know, I'm not a big fan of Beast Boy. You know, I don't think he should be the one.
Logan.
Yeah, I don't think he should be the one leading this Outsiders group. You know, I would much prefer Wonder Girl. I think she would be a better fit. I even think, I know McGowan can't, but where's Tim Drake at right now?
Well, exactly. Hey, here's the thing for you. Who's Wonder Girl? I loved her from like season 2 Invasion, but what's her backstory?
Doesn't have one, but does she need? I mean, does she need one? Donna Troy.
No, I know, dude. But look, dude. No, but she's not Donna Troy, though.
You're right. That's Titans.
Yeah, she's totally not Donna Troy. She's a different. She's literally another Wonder Girl. You know, hey, less fangirl, more Wonder Girl. You know, quote from Wonder Woman. But like, who is she, dude? She's in all of these Invasion episodes. Amazing abilities, funny, articulate, smart. What's her story? I tell me, unless you're going to do it in the next 2 episodes, don't play around with that. That's terrible character development for that. That's horrible.
Well, what do you think they should do with her then?
Well, they at least owe her a episode or a half episode to talk about who she is. They've never done that, dude. You know? And again, it is on, and I don't know if it's on some woman stuff or whatever, but they got to say it, man. Because to me, it feels like she is, you know, she's this giddy orphan. She was in this orphanage and was raised. We got to figure out what's going on with her. That's what I want to know.
So my question is, why isn't why can't Artemis just be in charge of this?
Dude, the Outsider should be on some thug ass like espionage shit that she runs.
Well, it can't be with Garfield being in charge, so that's
well, I know, but see, so it's just like it sounds like. Here there are a couple things that are going on with that. The way they're doing it with Guard, in that it's like the Outsiders aren't like a bunch of espionage people. They're literally like the latest rock band. What's your name? We're called the Misunderstood. Oh, cool. What are you doing? We're just a rock band that just does shitty music. So that's what they are. They're just a cover, and we learned that they're just a cover because finally, the Justice League is doing the dirty shit that they should have been doing all along, that the Light's been doing, and you got a taste of that. And the not this episode, but the last episode, I think.
So this Wonder Girl is Casey Sandsmark.
Yeah.
So you're right. It wasn't Donna Troy. This is Casey Sandsmark. I don't know a lot about her. I know a good amount about Donna Troy. I don't know a lot about Casey. But no one
knows anything about her. But she's been in all these episodes showing her abilities. Dude, you owe her a 10-minute backstory. It's easy.
I don't know if they got 10 minutes to give her. Not at this point.
But I get it. But Young Justice or just tell a story like Wonder Woman talking to Batman. Like, I'm worried about Casey. It was so hard when we found her.
Cassie.
Something like that. Something like that because, man, Young Justice should have a little bit of a spotlight on all the young superheroes.
I agree, and I think they've all gotten one except her. Really, I mean, Blue Beetle got a little bit, Static's gotten a little bit.
Everyone's got some, dude.
You know, All.
Hey, regular Scott, check this out.
What's up?
Batgirl and Wonder Girl haven't really gotten a lot of justice, and they've been featured in all of these episodes.
Well, Batgirl's not in any of season 3. We talked about this last week.
Oh, but she is.
No, that is Oracle.
Well, if you want to be tit for tat, Barbara Gordon is in season 3.
Yes, but she's not Batgirl. Tit for tat.
Fine.
Yeah. And you the one who said tit for tat, so she's not Batgirl.
Okay.
She's
right.
And look, I already conceded that she was,
Barbara.
or maybe we did that off air, but I conceded that Batgirl was in season 2. She's not in season 3 though. She's Oracle.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Once again,
every now and then you're right. Every now and
then. The Killmonger went down, and he was killing mongers. Okay.
Every now and then. So let me ask you this: there seems to be a lot of buildup. Darkseid's daughter, I think, is going to end up turning. We talked about this as well.
Wasn't that awesome? You saved me.
Yeah, I think
Spoiler
she's going
alert,
to turn.
Spoiler alert.
God dang, dude.
All right,
Superman. Actually, you're right. Spoiler alert for all of this for the rest of the episode. This and Black Mirror. Let me just play that a couple more times. That way we can just talk freely. First of all, I don't like the fact that they've got Dick Grayson and Tim Drake both on the sidelines. I know they've got some secret covert mission. Those two, Wonder Woman, Calder, and Miss Martian, they all have some secret plan. I don't like the fact that some of the best leaders are not leading. Like, Dick Grayson's nowhere to be found. Tim Drake has proven himself to be a good leader. He should be running this Outsiders crew. Like, sure. They're nowhere to be found.
But the Outsiders are legit, like, the public face of these guys who don't want to take it anymore. The Outsiders are like the public face of punk rockers, where real punk rockers are like, we don't do that kind of shit, dude.
No, I get it. I'm not sold on Beast Boy leading a squad. I'm waiting for Cyborg to be like, all right, you know what? I'm ready. Because that's his squad.
Oh, I know.
I'm ready for him to take over. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And so let me ask you, while we're 4 episodes in, we've got about 6 or 7 left. Where do you think they're going with all this?
Tara's going to muck up the works for some people. The Doctor is in it for no good.
We got 10.
I want to say a spoiler alert and
no need.
Rest in peace to Beast Boy and to Black Lightning.
Wow, you think Beast Boy's gonna die?
Rest in peace to Beast Boy, Black Lightning, and Miss Marvel.
Wow, you mean Miss Martian?
Miss Martian, my apologies.
Wow, you think McGann, Beast Boy? Well, I could see Black Lightning, but you think all 3 of them are gonna die?
Dude, I'm going to put it to you like this.
That's a bold statement right there.
I am a bold person. Let me put it to you like this. I will say this before this season's over with, and let's keep track of it, all our listeners, okay? And hey, Steph Blurty. I'm just kidding. One of these has to go. Possibly 2. Beast Boy, McGann, Black Lightning.
Oh, that's easy.
And or Artemis.
Ooh. If I had to pick,
Artemis is going to have a conflict with her sister, dude.
Over old boy, right?
Over boy and the kid.
Oh man, you think you're pretty much calling for a massacre to happen.
Oh man, I'm talking like, dude. I feel like these are some predictions too, and I don't care if I'm wrong, but man, we're going to see a dirty Justice League turn the table hard on the light too, because I'm convinced that they said, you know what, we're tired of being fucking suckers, mainly because of Aqualad.
I'm a big fan of Calder being Aquaman right now.
Man, he's rad, dude.
I like him as Aquaman. I hope that's something that somehow makes it on the screen. Like, I hope the next. I'm sure they're going to do an Aquaman 2 after the last one made $1 billion.
Dude,
I hope
if you
they do Calder.
If you see a black Aqualad, you will see the Basement Boys' heads explode. Aquaman and Aqualad are black. Oh my God! It's just like going they're because they think the sea is black.
I would be hyped for Calder to do that. All right, well, that was a good Young Justice talk. Let's go to Black Mirror.
I'm ready, dude. I got a lot to say about that.
Wow. So, which episode do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Miley Cyrus? Do you want to start with Sam Wilson's episode, or do you want to start with the carjacking episode?
Dude, I don't. You're gonna have to refresh my memory about the carjacking episode, but I'm gonna tell you this. Let's just go in with Captain America.
So you wanna go in with Black Manta, and Captain America.
Literally, it was the first one, and it was a fight that nobody wanted to see. Black Manta and Captain America having sex.
Okay, let's clarify that.
There probably are some people who want to see that.
Let's clarify that. Let's clarify that a little bit. Now, obviously, this is going to be spoilers the rest of the episode for Black Mirror. When he says that Captain America, Sam Wilson, or Anthony Mackie, had sex with Black Manta, their characters play this video game, and a few years in the future, they show them younger when they're playing the game, and they're obsessed with the game and stuff. And they, if you pay attention, there's a little hint of him having sex with him because he's humping him after he beats him in the game. So there's a little Easter egg that's going to spoil it for later on. But and they see the girl, and that's Anthony Mackie's wife, and so they get future, and they got technology. Black Mirror is always about technology, and it's pretty much immerses you in the game, and you feel everything in the game. And old boy plays with this girl, and Anthony Mackie plays with this one character. They end up in the game, and they're fighting, and she gets in his face with her vagina, and then they end up on top of each other, and they start having sex. She's a girl. Well, he's a girl, and he's a boy. So they, they're freaked out. They're figuring out what's going on, and it's a series of them sneaking around, and he's not having sex with his wife no more, and old boy's losing his mind because he's pretty much said that he's had sex with a whole bunch of characters in the game. He even had sex with one of the bear characters. He had sex with a polar bear. Or something, or a grizzly bear or something like that, and they meet up in person, and they're like, let's just kiss and find out if we really feel anything, and they act like they don't, but I think they do. It's not really.
Well, because he was just like, it was this, that, and it was society, and he was just like, no, we can't do this, still, and also he was married, still clinging, so.
And then he ends up telling his wife what happens. The ending is the twist in this one is the wife's okay with it, and for their anniversary once a year, she lets him go have sex with his friend in the video game.
And she goes out and gets her groove on too.
Right, she goes and does her thing on the side as well. Thoughts on the episode before we move on to Miley Cyrus?
It was good. It was interesting. I love the fact, and I'm sorry, I love the fact that they had two strong black characters who were able to, express themselves in a real way and stuff like that. It was funny, and people are going to go like,
it was funny. Was it funny?
Well, I don't want to say it was funny. I want to say it was genuine and was cool, authentic, and it just made me laugh because I think a lot of people it made me laugh for two reasons. And so I just said it wasn't funny, but I said it made me laugh. So let me correct myself.
Get it together, dude.
Get it together, dude. So here, I'll make it real clear. In my Uncle Oz way, it made me laugh because there are a lot of video gamer guys who are like, that's fucked up, who are secretly going, I would have sex with that dude, who will never admit it. And then there are a lot of people whose head were just going, is Falcon having sex with Black Manta? So there's just a lot of funny aspects of that made me laugh. Just major shout out to both actors to being able to do that,
No, absolutely. It's to me, it's one of the weirder episodes, just because you definitely don't expect that when it first starts.
Oh yeah,
and I, like you said, I do appreciate that they were both able to be strong black men, and they're not like, crumpling away in the corner and stuff, crying and, acting, just acting like, like they're not men. You can be men, and you can like another man and still be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I appreciated that fact about it. I also appreciated the fact that the wife was accepting of it. She just wanted to know what was going on.
I love that. Yeah,
little things like that go a long way for society accepting it. And I'm not a proponent of him cheating on her, which he was doing, but I appreciate the fact that she was like, all right, you don't love him, but there is something there, and I can accept the fact if you can be honest with me, I can give you that.
No, it's like, here, you do this, we do this, and everybody's happier, as opposed to like people going, well, I don't want to do that. It was very timely and funny. So,
but I will say it was jarring to watch Captain America and Black Manta have sex. That did catch me off guard at first. I will admit that.
Man, talk about your trident and your shield. Jesus. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Puns for days with that one. All right. Miley Cyrus. Let's go to her episode where she is a pop star, and she has pretty much been drugged her entire life.
Love.
And you know what? I want to say this. Miley Cyrus is a good actress.
Man, I'm going to say this, dude. I'm going to say this. Y'all, everybody knows who wrote those damn lyrics for Billy Ray Cyrus for Old Town Road. It was his daughter. Okay? If y'all don't know that, then something's wrong with you. Yeah, so yeah, man, she's funny. She's complicated, man. And she can get her act on, I'm going to go like this, dude. I need to not see Hannah anymore. I want to see her, and I want to see her in some sci-fi shit.
I was very impressed with her range, and she is a really good actress, man. Like that was not an easy role to portray. Like she had to convey a range of emotions. I was very impressed. Go ahead. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell them a little bit about the episode and kind of what it was about and some of the twists and turns.
Well, I mean, it was like, seriously, those last two are blurred to me, but so she is this mega. You know why she's such a good actress in this, Regular Scott? Because she played herself in it, really.
I disagree with that, but continue.
Well, she's a mega star who doesn't have minus some things. I agree with you. She's a mega star, a mega teen pop star who doesn't really have a life because her life is being controlled by, quote unquote, the aunt, the uncle, all those folks who have her best interests, and her best interest means marketing and making them money. And so she's just basically living this crappy life, but she's being marketed to having this amazing life, and you too can have a little miniature whatever doll that can say these uplifting words to her. And so, as any teenager kid, she rebels and said, I want to have my freedom. And they were like, well, we want to keep sucking the juice out of you. And they kind of induced a coma in her. And they just started literally sucking her brainwaves out and putting them out there. And somehow she got glitched into this one robot by this one super devoted, it was a good story, by this one super devoted teen girl who was having her own issues. And they fight the good fight. So
they fight the good fight?
They fight the good fight.
They fight the good. Nah, I don't know what you mean, because I don't think they fought the good fight.
As in, like, they fight to get ownership of her body and her rights again for the Miley Cyrus character. And the girl fights the good fight by overcoming what she thought were her flaws.
A couple of things in there as well. She stops taking her medication, which helps her write her music. The music that they want her to write, and the aunt ends up giving her a heavy dosage of it and puts her in a coma or in a comatose type state. And they end up using this technology to take her brain waves and use that to make music while she is still comatose. And they end up making a hologram version of her that performs all her music without her actually doing it. So her aunt is pretty much banking off of her while she is in a comatose state.
Absolutely.
And they have to go get her body back. And you know what Oz said about the robot having her personality is correct, but it is not her. It is just the robot having her personality. And you know, like he said, it is. I mean, they do fight. I guess they fight the good fight.
Come on.
It wasn't that great of an episode to me. I liked Miley Cyrus. I think she elevates that episode more than it needs to be. I don't think it was a very good episode. To me, it's one of the bottom tier episodes that Black Mirror's ever put out.
Wow.
And I'm gonna say this after this next one we talk about. This whole group of episodes is one of the worst set of episodes they've ever put out.
The first episode with with Black Manta and Falcon doing it. That was okay. That was pretty good. But I think for some reason, if you're gonna put out 3 for your season, they should be 3 bangers. They just felt like 3. They could have easily been 3 episodes lost and Black Mirror releases 13 episodes.
Well, I mean, they don't have to all be bangers, but you need at least one banger.
If you're popping out 3 and this is your 3, they gotta be awesome. These were not great. They were just like they're like.
Well, you seem to like them a lot more than I did.
No, I like all the Black Mirror stuff, dude.
But I do think that the Miley Cyrus one is one of the worst episodes they've ever put out. I think, to me, the only ones that are as bad or in that same category is the Waldo moment, which is the one where this guy pretty much uses a cartoon to run for office. That one's really bad. I didn't like Metalhead. That's the one where they're fighting in like a dystopia type world in the future, and it's black and white.
Kind of cheese.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one. 15 Million Merits isn't that great to me. That's the one with the guy from Get Out. That one's okay. A lot of people like it. Didn't really do it for me. Those are some of the worst ones to me. White Bear is okay. Be Right Back. A lot of people like that one. That one's not for me. That one's got Peggy Carter in it, where she's pretty much creates like this ghost of her dead husband, and they end up having a thing. That one's not that good.
Yeah.
So yes. I put that Miley Cyrus in that category. I put Anthony Mackie's. He's kind of in that middle ground. He's a little bit more of with the White Bear. I think maybe White Bear is a little bit better than I think it is. Like he's there with like Playtest, which is the one where the guy goes into the video game and it ends up killing him. Men Against Fire, where that's the one where they're fighting. They don't know exactly what they're fighting. They're being programmed to think that they're monsters, when really they're just homeless people.
Okay.
It's good. Like, I think the Anthony Mackie one's good. I just don't put it in that upper tier, like with White Christmas or USS Callister or Hang the DJ.
Oh yeah. So did you like USS Callister?
USS Callister is awesome to me. I think that's a great
Star
story.
Trek kind of ripoff.
Yeah. And I know
I
figured you would like it. That's you're a Trekkie, and it's got a good twist and stuff. It's a guy who pretty much is the video game version of himself is what he wants to be, and the video game ends up fighting back. It's a good story as well. Mm-hmm. White Christmas is arguably probably one of my favorite ones ever. And that's the one where the guy is, he's like a detective, and he takes this guy to this kind of simulation of a room, and he's trying to get him to confess to a murder. It's really well done. The first episode to me is classic, where the guy has sex with a pig.
Yeah, that episode is literally a sign of our times.
It really is. Like it that is the definition of why Black Mirror was able to get a good start, because it uses that episode shows you how dangerous social media is and how powerful social media is and how it can really affect things. Go ahead. No, what were you about to say?
No. I'm saying you're absolutely right.
I
love that though.
Shut Up and Dance. That's the one where a little boy gets caught jacking off to kids' porn, and he has to go and do a bunch of tasks. So he doesn't, the person that recorded him doesn't release the video to his parents and to the world showing what he was jacking off to. San Junipero is one of the few that actually have a happy ending. I appreciate that. Black Museum is another good one. Black Museum is the one with Shuri from Black Panther, where they kind of go through a lot of the old Black Mirror episodes, and there's a lot of the technology used. Like
I love with the museum, right?
Yes.
I love that one. That was great.
That's a really good one. The entire history of you, where you can record everything you see, and you can watch it back at any time. So if you catch your girlfriend cheating on you, you can rewind it and record it and keep watching it. And these are very good. Now go ahead. I heard you about it. We got one more to talk about, and then we'll be good to go. Smithereens, which is about a gentleman who, this one's kind of about Twitter. His whole thing is he's a Uber driver, or their version of an Uber driver, and he picks up a guy who works for a company very similar to Twitter, and he holds him up at gunpoint and says, I need you to get your boss, the head of Twitter, we'll call it Twitter, on the line. And he wants him to do that because the twist in this one is he ends up killing his wife in a car accident because he's so focused on checking his notifications for his social media that he runs into a drunk driver. It wasn't the drunk driver's fault. He gets blamed for it, though, because he's the drunk driver. And this guy feels a bit of guilt about it, and he blames the social media man for what happens. And it's pretty much just a episode about how dangerous, again, how obsessed we can get with our phones that we are willing to risk people's lives in a car.
Other people's lives, because we think we have control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, these are some of the weaker episodes to me, though.
Now there was one of the better ones to me was, I think was it Black Mirror that had the one where the guy, if you weren't liked enough, you were a social outcast.
Yes, that's Nosedive. That's one I didn't preferably like. What did you like about that one?
It kind of speaks a lot about teenagers and teenagers and young adults to me, about just like how, you want to get those likes. The likes mean that you are a influencer, quote unquote. If you don't get those likes, it means that people don't care about you, which is bullshit, which means you just need to go outside and enjoy the sun. It definitely has a good story. I just don't. I thought it was a little too happy and chirpy for me. Yeah, okay.
I like the darker ones. Another one that I didn't talk about was Archangel. Now, obviously, we're just going through all the seasons now. Archangel is in season 4. That's the one where a woman has her daughter. She records everything that her daughter does.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you want that type of security for your child, but then do you really want to know everything that your daughter's doing?
Nope.
And that I think that's an underrated episode as well. Hang the DJ is another one that comes to mind. That one's about online dating, pretty much, and how people can say they can match you up. There's these dating sites that say, you're compatible with this person, you're compatible with this person, and they match you up with somebody for a certain amount of time, and then after that, you leave them and you go on to the next person. And these two people buck the system and end up falling in love. And it's another one of the happier ending ones. Black Mirror it's not for everybody, but if you like those type of shows, this is really, if you like anything Twilight Zone-esque, this is for you.
People have said that the new Twilight Zone on CBS All Access, it's good, but like Black Mirror is literally the heir to the old Twilight Zone episodes. It's got that kind of flavor to it.
Well, I think this last season really I was very disappointed.
I
with this
get
last
it,
season.
and I hear you. But again, I'm gonna say, if you're gonna release just 3, your 3 better be super good, man.
Well, let me ask you this, because before they released this, they also released Bandersnatch about a year or so ago. Did you watch Bandersnatch, where you got to choose what you did?
I had to watch it twice just so that they kind of like do your own weird pick and choose and stuff like that. So it was fine. And I think that was a nice Netflix experiment to see, shall we try it with something else?
Well, I think Black Mirror is really one of the few things you can try it with, as far as the type of show. You know
I
what
agree.
I mean? Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else on Black Mirror or Young Justice? Any final predictions for Young Justice before we go?
Well,
I should have asked you this earlier.
Well, yes, I do. Thank you very much. Hey, we didn't go over some important stuff like Big Barda, Superman saving her and she being freaked out.
So why didn't you stop me before we went to Black Mirror?
Dude, well, I mean, because you were,
Any other time you would have stopped me and been like, "Nah, dude, let's stay here for a minute." Any other time.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get better I'm trying to get better, as I said, in 2019. And then I don't want you to accuse me of trying to take over the show.
Well, see, now you're making me look bad. Like I didn't cover all my bullet points in Young Justice. See, either way, you're making me look bad.
Well, dude, no. Here's my point. I want to be very sincere about this. I don't want to make you look bad because you do a fine job of that yourself.
Oh, great. Okay, shots fired. What's your point about Young Justice so we can get to our final
I think it's really cool. Well, here, I'll make this real quick. I got a little excited when I saw Barda being shook and shocked to be saved by Superman, because then I was like going, will we see Scott, what's his name? Will we see Mr. Miracle? You know?
That didn't even cross my mind. So you just
they're a couple. They're in love with each other, dude.
No, I get that, but it didn't cross my mind that he would show up on Young Justice until
it so made me excited and super, super happy, dude. It when I saw that happen, it reminded me of that old was it an old Justice League episode of like the of when Darkseid finally was like destroyed and they went to I'm sorry, that's such a lie. It's not even that. It's from not Earth X. It's from Kingdom Come, where Superman goes to Apocalypse. Darkseid's destroyed. Finds out that Orion, who's supposed to be the savior, turns into a new Darkseid, but Barda and Mr. Miracle are still teaching people, like, rise up, you can be liberated. So it just reminded me of that episode. That's kind of,
Well, I think we will get her kind of rising up against Darkseid. I'm ready for Darkseid to show up.
That's all I'm like, dude.
Because whenever he shows up, all hell is going to be raised. Deathstroke's going to tell Tara, and I do think we're going to get some major deaths. I don't know if we're going to get 4 like you're predicting.
Well, we're going to see some people hurt and dead, but also, man, we all forget, and excuse me, and shout out to those of us who don't, but we all forget, man. Darkseid is a god. He's a god. When we see a physical form of him, it's because he's choosing to be in a physical form.
Just long as my boy Forager doesn't die.
Right. Yeah. You see the little.
I am all for Forager, man. That's my guy on Young Justice.
The little heartstring,
He's probably going to die. He's probably going to be the one to die because I'm emotionally attached to him.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you want to be a smart betting man, we know Hale is going to die at least 23 more times. So.
I'm ready for her to die permanently.
You're ready for the final death.
Yeah, I'm ready for her to just have her mother box ripped out and torn to shreds. I'm tired of her dying and coming back to life. Her neck getting snapped, her being impaled, just all kinds of ridiculous stuff happening to her and just healing.
You're ready for her to go to Valhalla. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. Brian's probably going to die because he thinks he has to save her when really he doesn't have to save her because she'll just heal. But he's going to end up dying by trying to save her.
Regular Scott, I know we got to wrap this up, but hey, Breon, can you save your sister?
He doesn't know, though.
Dude, this guy, I get it. She's hot, and she can, like, it might be you're into that weirdo stuff where she, like, can pretend she's dead and comes to life. But, dude, your sister who has been captured, she needs counseling.
Well, it's too late for that. Deathstroke's he's gonna cause some problems, man. I know Darkseid's the big bad, but Deathstroke's gonna be the one that has the most emotional impact on this show, I think.
Oh, he's gonna start ripping through people, dude. You know.
And who's gonna stop Deathstroke?
Who?
Dick Grayson. I'm calling it right now. Dick Grayson is going to be the one to stop Deathstroke or Artemis.
Yeah. I don't see that, but that's okay.
Dick Grayson is going to come back in a major way. They've held him on the sidelines too long.
There's a whole secret craziness of the Justice League. So even the Light was like, oh, so they're wising up. They have secret ones too.
Well, there's like 4 different Justice Leagues now. There's the Justice League, there's Young Justice, there's the Outsiders. Oh, yeah. Like, what's going on, dude? There's a whole lot going on. All right, let's get to our final blow. What you got for the final blow, Oz?
Well, I mean, we've been watching it and saying it. Keep watching Young Justice. Hey, and also, Regular Scott, what you said earlier, just a little piggyback on that. Hey, man, get prepared for it right now. I've been watching, actually, and reading a bunch of comics on the DC universe. It's been good. It's been cool. So, and they have a ton of them. So get your fix in while they're still doing the live action and animated stuff. But they have a very deep vault right now of comics, and they categorize it in the arcs that you need to read. And so it's good. So it's cool, you know? Right. So some little fun stuff to do is before you check out DC movie or episode, read the comic and just see how it piggybacks off that.
That's a good little DC Universe plug. You need to stop plugging these people if they're not going to give us no love.
Give us some money.
Just give me a free subscription, man. Just let me save my $81 a year.
DC Universe, sign us up for a year and we good, dude.
Yeah, we'll plug you every week.
So, we do. Anyway.
You're right, we do. My final blow is I saw Midsommar.
Hey, dude, what's it about, dude?
You just want me to tell you?
Dude, spoiler alert, man.
All right. Hey, look. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to keep you another 5 minutes. Spoiler alert. All right. So, Migs was right, man. Like, the Midsommar is pretty much about this girl who her sister ends up committing suicide and killing her parents in her house by, like, making all the carbon monoxide from the car and the gas from the car go into the house, and she closes all the windows and stuff. So they're all dead. So she ends up going on this trip to Sweden with her boyfriend and his 3 friends, and one of them's a Swedish guy who's like, why don't you come with me to this, this little town that we're all like, it's a small town. There's only a few of us, and we go here every summer and hang out, and it's like a 9-day trip. So they go on this 9-day trip, and it's just weird cult type stuff. Like, they're all dressed in white. The women are always singing, and you only live to age 72, and then you kill yourself. You jump off this cliff.
Okay.
And you fall and hit this rock. And if you happen to fall and you don't die, they come and smash your head in with a mallet.
Oh, God.
Dude, it's it's wild. So then, like, the girlfriend, like the Swedish dude who brought him, he ends up like trying to get the girlfriend to dump the dude because he wants to be with her. He ends up being an inbred of like his uncle and aunt or something ridiculous like that.
Okay.
And only inbreds are allowed to like write their scripture. They have like their own scripture, and they say inbreds have a purified eye because they're not like desensitized or something ridiculous. Like, they're pure. So they can see things clear. So they draw pictures, and then people write the scripture based on their pictures. And they have like these hieroglyphic writings and stuff. So pretty much it's about like, she keeps telling him like she's not okay. we need to leave. I don't feel comfortable. He doesn't know when their anniversary is. He doesn't know how long they've been together. He forgets her birthday while they're there. Her birthday's on this trip, by the way. And, the black guy, he ends up dying because he's stupid. He just does stupid stuff.
Come on, man. See,
it's not like that, but he's just an idiot. Like, he just does stupid stuff. Like, he's just one of those dudes that wants to know too much. And then the other guy, he wants to have sex real bad. So the girl takes him and she pulls a Texas Chainsaw Massacre and they end up like wearing his face and stuff.
Oh, God.
So they take the bodies and they like prop them up because they have to sacrifice 4 people. And they have this bear there. And they put the boyfriend in a bear. And she ends up becoming like the queen of the place. And she watches as she has to choose whether she wants to sacrifice her boyfriend or some random guy there. And she ends up choosing the boyfriend and becomes like the queen of this like cult in Sweden. I'm not doing it justice because it's a lot creepier and a lot weirder, but it's a very odd movie.
Man, okay. From the director and producers of
Hereditary.
Which
is also about like a lot of. So what I'm realizing is that this director's movies are about like depression, dealing with loss. Like loss of family and stuff. Yeah. And family. And like this one is about like listening to your spouse when she tells you something is wrong before she flips on you.
Right. Before she becomes a ruler of this cult.
I'm not doing it justice, but I like weird movies like this. So there's this movie called The Sacrament, which is like a mockumentary about like like cults and stuff like that. I like this weird stuff, the weird horror movies. I think it's really cool. It's not for everybody though. Everybody's not gonna like it.
No, that feels like that's one of those daytime rentals, not a nighttime rental.
Well, that's funny you say that because pretty much the entire movie is daytime because it doesn't get dark, but for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That
is not a must see for me. Okay.
I love a good. I told you I was excited last week. I love a good, weird, creepy, slow burn horror movie. It's got a very old school slow burn tension building to a big finale type movie.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, great. If you stayed through that, I appreciate it. If you didn't, I completely understand.
Now, I want to say this. If y'all did not try and turn coal into diamond from regular Scott's monologue, and y'all got problems with what I say, the world's wrong. Something's wrong with the world.
First of all, you asked me about it.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Okay. All right. Tell me one more time. Oh, also, I want to plug the Battleground and shout out to the Nerd Cantina, Steve and Ken. I appreciate you guys. Let me be on. We'll definitely have you on soon. Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to them next time.
Oh, wait, hold on, man. Before you even do that, you gave us like where all of our listeners can listen to us and also what's coming up in the next couple of weeks too, right?
Yeah, I did tell everyone where we can listen to. Once I set the table, I did.
Got it.
Okay.
And then what's coming up in the next couple of weeks too?
We're going to have another show every Sunday.
What about any sort of special folk coming soon?
We'll talk about that next week.
Got you. All right.
We'll plug that next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right, great.
As
usual, we
do
do have a special guest coming
you.
in a couple weeks from Superhero Speaks. He's always been good to the show. JD, shout out to JD. He'll be on in a couple weeks. If you haven't listened to Superhero Speaks, check that out. Get prepared. He's coming on our show, and I'm sure he's coming in hot. I appreciate him coming on. Oz, can we tell everyone we'll talk to him next time now?
Everybody, peace and chicken grease.
Y'all have a good time because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Why you do that, dude? I knew what I was doing.
I know. Okay, that's fine. Hey, that was a good one, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Hey, Siri.
Hey, how may I help you?
Play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
I would ask him, like, what are you doing? Where are you going with this? What are you trying? And he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to be compatible later on down the line.
I think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself that men date women thinking they're never going to change, and women date men
thinking that they are,
thinking that they can change them.
Relationship Status. New episode every Monday at 12 noon on Defy Life Network.